So I wanted to bring this up before when we were talking about that Instagram video, but I think this is really interesting. This is, of course, from Reddit, shared by It's a Gundam. This is R. Am I the asshole? AITA. I don't know what that means, but it's
Am I the asshole?
Oh, okay, okay. Job pays 100K. Wife complains I need a different job because I, quote, don't make enough money to support our family. I told her that's ridiculous. Hey, Reddit. My wife has been telling me for multiple years to get a job that actually pays a living wage. My job pays me 100K a year. I have 4 kids and we are late on paying the bills almost every month. Today, my daughter got a huge glass of milk and I asked her not to drink milk because it's expensive and we need it for the meals that we have ingredients for. My wife got mad and told me that she can drink as much milk as she likes and that it's ridiculous that I still work at the same place that cannot support a family of 4.
Wait, a family of 4 or a family of 6? He said he has 4 kids and then a family of 4.
Oh.
That's a family of 6.
Yeah, that confused me.
Yeah, 4 kids. 4 kids, right? I yelled back. I told her the only problem we actually have is how much she spends on selfish garbage and she has no self-control and just buys whatever she wants, and that it is her that is not supporting this family and it is her that doesn't have a job. She says she will never respect me because I won't do what needs to be done like a, quote, real husband and father would, oof, aka quit my job and find one that makes what she considers a livable wage, 250K plus. I told her she's out of her mind and that 100K is a lot of money and way more than most people will ever make. She told me to hire a CPA. When I said I can't afford that, she said, with snark followed by a whatever, dude. Am I the asshole?
Well, here's what I thought when I read this. Whose idea was it to have 4 children?
Right.
Seriously, holy crap.
Like
that's a lot.
I mean that's a lot of kids.
5.
For $100,000, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, it depends where you live in the country, but like I will say any place that I've ever lived, Hawaii, California, New Jersey, there's no fucking way you can support a family of 6 with 4 kids.
South Carolina maybe. Where
you think? Yeah.
South Carolina,
not in Vancouver, Canada either. No way.
Even then it would be tight. Are there quality of life? I'm not saying they're looking at their kids going, well, you know what? They might be looking at their kids going, maybe we could have done with a couple less of these. Honestly,
they're probably not saying that.
They're probably not. I don't have children, but maybe they could have thought about that. And of course they're fighting because money is tight. And we also don't have her opinion.
Well, what if they tried for 1 and they got quadruplets? We don't know the story there.
Don't you think
okay, here's the thing. We don't know a lot of things. We don't know why.
Kids. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not a lawyer, but if I were him and it was quadruplets, if it were an Octomom situation, like, oh fuck, now we got to pay for all these.
Well, Octomom did that to herself because she got the therapy. So that way
she wanted that.
Right, but I highly doubt it was like a
freak of nature. Her pussy is a clown car.
Yeah, right. Quadruplets is a litter, let alone a.
I mean, there's so many unanswered questions on this because I think where we live, I know people with way more than 4 children who make way less money and they do just fine. We live out in the country. Real estate isn't very expensive here. They don't buy a new car very often, stuff like that, but they get by okay. But if you're going out to eat, I mean, when I go out to eat with my kids, it's like, it's guaranteed to be $125. Like it's just, and not in an expensive place, just a normal restaurant, you're going to drop that. But if I want to cook food, I can cook a meal to feed everybody for less than $20 if you know what you're doing. It's not that tough. You just have to know like not expensive things that come in good volume. And the more you buy out as preparation, that helps. This doesn't sound like that type of couple, right? Like it does not sound like they're the type of couple who's like, we buy our beef in 10-pound tubes every single week. And like, they're not doing that. It sounds like they've got a lot of budgeting issues. The other thing I'm really curious about is what their incidental spending each is.
Yes.
Because
what is
what is she spending? What is he spending? I wager in their frustration, they're each cope buying stuff. Like he's either,
buying porn.
Maybe buying porn. Maybe one of them
watching this, super chatting right now, to be honest.
Maybe one of them is playing mobile games, stuff like that. Maybe one of them online shops to kind of compensate when they're frustrated about something. And that shit adds up really quick, especially with no communication. We don't know who it is, and we only have the one perspective here. But that type of stuff, when you do need to budget out, you cannot do that. You can't have those incidental things. It's only going to exasperate shit.
I mean, and not just the incidentals either. It's just like there's also car payments, like how many cars do they have, what kind of lifestyle do they have, like maybe the guy bought a house that was way out of his price range because it looked nice, and like now their mortgage is super high. There's just so many different things that you could do to change your lifestyle to make it more affordable. But even then, it's like just like sit down with your entire family and have a conversation, like talk about what are we spending our money on, talk about budgeting. Like these things should be talked about openly in the family, even with the kids, like because the kids are going to want things, excessive things. If they don't understand your like where you are like in your life and what the value of money is, they're going to want stuff, and they're going to be disappointed when you can't get them stuff, and they just don't understand.
And then everyone's miserable, and what do I do when I'm miserable? I shop.
Shopping
therapy.
I'm gonna go.
This is a very common problem. Obviously, like money problems are super, super common. Above all else is like the language. I mean, some people in the chat are like, "Oh, this isn't even a real story. I don't believe it." This is believable to me because at this point, this man is already so demoralized. He's so beaten down. He feels so unappreciated. He feels. Or he could just be, dramatic because he has no outlet, maybe no one to talk to, maybe like no friend to talk about with this, which, maybe no therapist or whatever, which he's a man.
He can't afford it.
And so it could just be like, clearly she is making him feel beaten down and that they are not working as partners. And even if she's doing a little bit of shopping, it's going to feel like to a guy is going to be like, you didn't need those shoes, so that was excessive. And here's what I can't understand about this woman is like, again, we don't know how old the kids are, but like for me, if I'm going to do like dumb woman shopping, that's obviously going to be my money. That's why I've always had 1 or 2 jobs. It's like I never want to have to be like, oh, can I buy this microphone? Can I buy these cowboy boots? Like imagine having to run by all your purchases with somebody. Like, no, that's why you have a job, so you can buy.
And that's my other Sparkle store alone would be.
That's my other question about this, Chrissy, is like the idea of like, is she a stay-at-home mom by choice? Is she a stay-at-home mom because the husband wanted her to be a trad wife and he wanted to be the breadwinner? Like we don't know any of the ins and outs of their relationship or like what they're talking about, if this story is even real, because I'm sorry, but I'm one of the chat people that doesn't think this is real. I think this whole like am I the asshole thing is mostly fake. Like I don't even think any of these
I read some of them where I'm like, how could this possibly be real? Like who could be this much of a big giant douchebag? But then I go on the internet and I'm like, you know what, never mind, these people exist. I see these assholes everywhere.
I think it's real. I think he's going on the internet, even though he probably knows he's not all right in every situation either. He just wants some validation from some dudes.
And that's the thing.
And to make him feel a little bit better about his situation.
Right.
He
like this
possibly
is just
be all right. But
his side of it, what if she feels resentful and that's why she says these things, because she wants to get a job and he won't let her?
Right.
Won't let her.
TikTok probably and make some money, but who knows? I don't know. Like,
or what if the other thing? So I know people are asking about like, can we talk about how she expects him to get a job that makes $250K? And you never really know like if that's true or if he's just saying that out of frustration because like I worked really hard to get the job that I have.
Right.
But also, what if he does have a skill set that could make $250 to $500K and he's not pursuing it? And she's like, she's like, look, like you could be doing this and you're not. Like, why not? Could be, why aren't you realizing your potential? I mean, I know that with my wife or whatever, she's part of the reason I succeeded at some things. It was always like, you could do better than what you're doing. Not like I need you to. She never ever gave me that perspective in our entire lives. But it's like, no, go after things that you want to go after because like you 100%. Can do that.
But it doesn't sound like she's motivating him or helping him
or being supportive.
Okay, yeah. I have a story that's pretty.
No.
Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Cecil.
Hello.
Hi, Fag.
Hi.
Wow.
Oh, and Anna sent me that last Am I the Asshole as a dig to me today. Because I was like, I know what you're trying to say, because it was the girl saying, like, guys don't have to be good looking. They could be funny to meet girls. And I know what you're fucking trying to say when you're sending this to me, fucking asshole. But
yeah, that's why I found that and had that on hand.
But I swear to God, I had a good business, and I had a huge account that was coming to an end with a pharmaceutical company, but it was going to be a major step down in income. But even with the step down, we were comfortable income. But we were on like another level. But it was a limited time. It was during a pharmaceutical trial that was lasting like maybe 3 years.
COVID?
But no, it was years before this. 3 years. And I was letting my wife know we're comfortable. We had just bought a new house in a nice neighborhood. I'm like, but we got to step down to adjust. And I'm having this like long conversation with her talking about, and she's just basically waiting for me to finish talking. And I go, is everything okay? And she goes, yeah. So should we join a yacht club? This was,
wow.
This was literally, and I'm like, are you listening to me? I just said in 2 months I'm going to have a drop in income because I'm losing an account that we knew I was going to lose when I got it. It was like
this is when she left you. That makes so much sense.
No. Unfortunately, I wish she would have. Then it would have saved me a lot of years. No,
I'll buy a yacht to send you away on.
Yeah. I'm explaining to her.
The boat.
Literally, as a 20-minute explanation about how we have to start cutting back and blah, blah, blah. And she just looks at me and goes, so are we going to join a yacht club?
Did you find like her spending?
And we did join the fucking yacht club because I'm.
How did you let her talk you into joining the yacht club after all?
I like yacht club.
Spendy, or did you guys together have expensive taste?
I could fucking sleep in a cardboard box. And I did. Because of that. And I did because of that. You really tested me on that and fucking found out it was right.
It builds character.
See, this is why you have to date someone who's kind of poor growing up, because they're happy with just a pot to piss in.
Dude, she was poor growing up. She got very expensive taste.
What? Then I don't understand this.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Poor people growing up get really fucking like crazy spoiled because they feel like they have to
make up for lost time
when they get the money.
Making up for lost time.
They make
you wanted to bedazzle everything.
Yeah. That's what happened to my dad. My dad grew up super fucking poor. Like, he used to talk about grinding their own fucking wheat and like living off government cheese. He had one pair of shoes that had holes in it, like really poor. And then he started getting good at growing and he started making money. And my father was the fucking worst with money. He would just spend on just everything. He'd buy $300 pairs of jeans. He would buy like quads. He was constantly spending money on shit. But now he's in this position where he's like in his mid 50s and he doesn't have a retirement. He's in all this debt because he was so bad with money. He didn't save, he didn't invest. He has no 401k. He has no properties. Like it scares me a little bit. And his wife is fucking useless. So like,
that sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Also, Nick,
when he gets old, he doesn't get to go to a retirement home. He gets to move in with you.
Yeah, I'm not even in a position for that yet. I'm not ready, Dad. God damn it.
You're his retirement plan.
I'm his retirement shit.
I know. Show your boobs.
Zia, you do have a nurse costume, so you're halfway there.
I'm not wearing that for my dad, though.
Quitter.
Oh my God. Time for your hospice pills.
Does your dad know?
Families do. They're like, nope, like we have a bunch of kids and we're going to live with the oldest son. So.
Oh God.
Oldest son?
Yeah.
And does your dad know you do OnlyFans?
Yeah. Yeah. I told him like the first month I did it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She gave him a coupon code.
Yeah,
so he's not a shocker. Yeah.
No.
So if you show up in the nurse outfit, he's not going to be so shocked. Like,
I mean, he's not going to like it, but
no.
At least I hope not. Jesus. No. His mom, my grandma, is a dominatrix for like years. She still does phone sessions.
That's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, so it's the family business.
It's the family business. We're just passing it down from generation to generation.
I love that.
Yeah. It's the oldest profession.
It is.
Now, what Nick was saying about like by him, he's got people with 4 kids, and they get. That's out in the country. I mean, I've seen so many people like crying on Instagram and Twitter about how they can't afford anything, and guys are just dropping out because they're doing the fucking math, and they're like,
"You're a liability." Yeah.
No, they're just dropping out. They're like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna have a wife or kids because in order for me to get just what my father had, which was a middle class house and 4 kids, I need to be a multimillionaire now." He had to drive a truck. I have to be a multimillionaire. Fuck it. I'm going to play video games. I'll get laid once in a while off of fucking, Tinder or something. And I'll hang out with the boys and go on vacations and have a nice life. And that's why it's like 65-35 college enrollment. Guys have gone. It's going to be 70-30 soon. So guys going to college are going to be getting laid like crazy because it's fucking 7.
Wow. Slim pickings.
Yeah, guys are dropping the fuck out like the person in that story, and it's like you can't afford. But I almost think it's like they're trying to get people to fucking get out of the cities and go to the country, clear out the cities, whether it's with laser beams from space or
so they turn it into like smart cities,
or allow homeless people to destroy the city of San Francisco, or certain cities are allowed to be burned to the ground for riots. I really think they're almost forcing people out of the high density areas because they're going to want to redo them.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the country, like because that's not cost efficient either to live like in the middle of nowhere. But like
what jobs are you having out there?
South
that's the other problem.
I mean,
you can basically do everything on the internet. So
all the people are moving to South Carolina and Texas and things like that. So it'll be the same thing. Then those places, cost of living is going to go up. Charleston is where I went to college, and I lived on King Street. I was living like a queen on King Street when I was in college there, but that is one of the most it's more expensive than New York is.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's really, it was a well-kept secret. I don't know what happened, but
New York turned into such a shithole that people went looking for that kept secret.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, it just depends on what you want, but
absolutely. I mean, that's what it always is. It's what do you want to do with your life? What things are you after? If you like shopping and city life, I mean, living out where I live, you're 2 hours away from entertainment and good shopping. You just are. And that, especially with kids, that makes that part of it complicated. So, but if you want to just
have iPads and things, how old are your kids? What's the range?
They go 5 up to 15.
Aww. Okay. Do they have iPads? Like you could just sit them there with an iPad and they can watch TikTok all day?
I mean, they don't watch TikTok. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Oh,
I do.
Barbarian. That's what I'm saying. I do. I'd be like, that's what I would do. And then my kids are golden. Then we could live, I don't know, on Mars. They'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I wouldn't. I don't think I'm not. I don't think I'm meant for kids. But if you do live out somewhere, I don't think kids, as far as I can tell,
the kids aren't
really
like the kids aren't the issue as much.
With each other anyway,
Yeah, the kids are fine, like because they they want to hang out with friends or play on iPads or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's it's what you want. Like if you want good restaurants, you can't live where I live. There's no good restaurants.
Right.
And I like to eat, so that's like an annoying thing. But then of course I go outside at night and I look up and I see every star that exists, and it's like, oh, this is kind of nice.
And that's what you want. And you get social interaction through streaming, and you guys go on road trips, and you have TikTok. So you have the best of both worlds,
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Anna?
I said it stops you from getting fat from going out to restaurants.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody in Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota's fat, right?
I've never seen a fat person. I see a lot of livestock, but I haven't seen a lot of fat people.
That's because you have to rotate the crops in the morning. It takes a lot of work.